Welcome to the Australian Business Executive Podcast, where we speak with Australia's most influential industry professionals on the business and economic development issues taking place across the country. You can stay up to date with all our content, including our magazines, podcasts and videos by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.
Today, we're speaking with Kim Gilbert, owner and operator of Perth-based Zenith Insurance Services, specialists in business insurance. Their insights into the industry sectors they specialize in means that they know how to identify your needs and arrange the most appropriate insurance programs for your business. Thanks for joining us today, Kim.
Thank you.
So, give us a brief background on Zenith Insurance Services.
Zenith has been operating for just over 19 years. We commenced in 2001, so we'll be celebrating our 20th anniversary next year, which is a great milestone. We are now a family-owned business. Originally, Zenith started with myself and two other partners. However, over time, my wife and I purchased their shareholdings for one reason or another, and so we're now the majority owners of the business. But we have three of our senior brokers having a small equity position in the company. Currently, we have 25 direct staff and 5 authorised representatives. And we're very proud of the fact that approximately 25% or more of our staff have been with the company for more than 10 years. And of that, 3 have been with us for 15 to 20 years, and the majority are more than 5 years. So from our point of view, staff retention is one of our major priorities, as we believe it contributes to a strong relationship with clients, and client retention is what our business is about.
Okay. And what are your key areas of insurance?
Zenith focuses on commercial business insurances, predominantly for small to medium enterprises and also larger corporate clients in our specialist market segments. We have a number of key niche market industries, which are aged care, the community and disability services sector, Aboriginal health, transport and construction. The aged care sector is our largest by far, and we currently provide insurance broking services to about 7% to 8% of the aged care providers in Australia. We also currently service about 40% or more of the disability service providers in Western Australia, including, I think, about 7 of the largest 10 providers. And with that, we have a long-term association with the National Disability Services in Western Australia, which is the Australian peak body for non-government disability service organisations. So we assist them with training, education forums for their members, and importantly, I think we've been a sponsor of the Disability Support Workers Awards since 2009. I need to get that right because these awards are very important, and it's one of the ways that we're able to recognise the exceptional contribution and commitment made by the disability services workforce.
Okay. As for yourself, how did you get into the insurance industry, and how do you think your experience affects your ability to service clients?
Well, I think I'm like a lot of insurance professionals of my age or era. We sort of fell into insurance rather than choose it as a career, which is now what we're trying to provide for younger people. I actually finished high school, was living in the country and was waiting to go to university to study accounting. And I was fortunate enough to get a job at the RAC because one of my relations worked there, and I was the claims junior front counter officer, as they called it, where I assisted clients complete their motor vehicle claim forms. And so I spent probably the first 4 or 5 years of my career in claims at the RAC and then at NZI Insurance. I think importantly that taught me that the most valuable lesson about insurance, and that is that claims are our shopfront window. Clients pay a premium on the basis that they get a promise from insurers that they will be there to pay their claims when they're unfortunate enough to have a loss. So I believe that this is still true today, where as insurance brokers, we are engaged by our clients to firstly organise an insurance program that will specifically meet their needs or requirements. And as I said, if they are unfortunate enough to suffer a loss, whether it be a big loss or a small loss, our job is to ensure that they receive their full entitlement under their policy.
Okay. What do you think makes you different from, there's a lot of providers. What do you think your difference is in this space?
I think the primary difference is that Zenith has always had a specific focus on clients. And in that, I mean that we see ourselves as acting as an extension of our clients' operations, and that we are there to provide specialist broking skills to those niche markets. We're not trying to be everything to everyone. My view is that Zenith's brokers are specialists in their specific market segments. We therefore understand the unique exposures of those businesses in those particular industries or segments. So therefore, we're able to talk to clients about their business operations, their funding models, their exposures, and then provide advice on how they are able to transfer some of that risk from their balance sheet to an insurer's balance sheet.
And I mean, you guys are part of the Steadfast Broker Network. I've heard that name used a number of times. Can you just give us an overview of what that means to be involved with Steadfast and what that benefit is?
Yeah, we're very proud to be a member of the Steadfast group. Steadfast is unique in that it's the largest general insurance broker network and has the largest group of underwriting agencies in Australia, and it also has operations in Asia and recently in Europe. So the Steadfast organisation focuses on ensuring that all brokers are able to provide their clients with exceptional service, superior products. It's a huge benefit for us as an organisation and our clients.
Okay. In a broader sense, are there any business or finance lessons that you've learned that you're comfortable sharing with us?
Oh yeah, look, I think today we live in a really litigious world, and as I said earlier, I don't think it's possible to be all things to everyone. I don't believe it is possible to understand all the risk exposures for all the businesses that operate in our community. And so that was why Zenith was structured so that we can focus on specific industry segments. Our brokers have an intimate knowledge of their niche market and their exposures. And so from that point of view, we're able to provide, specific insurance products. And I think that it's really important having an understanding of the fundamentals behind those niche industries to be able to provide that specific advice and products. I mean, an example, and we were talking about this to somebody a little earlier, is with the current COVID situation, as the government and the necessary departments of health have advised that aged care providers need to ensure that basically all people entering their facilities are required to have a flu shot. Now, that's not just their own workers and not doctors and not the allied health professionals that come in and work with their residents, but it's service providers such as, loss adjusters, builders, plumbers, plasterers, painters that we need to go on site in the event of a claim. So at the moment, sort of understanding and knowing those intricacies, we're working with our specific insurers to ensure that their service providers will be able to make sure that they meet the government requirements, particularly when we need them in the upcoming winter storm season.
Okay. That was going to be my next question of sort of, what's happening from an industry perspective. You've talked about, at the time of this recording, it is this coronavirus that's taking place. But beyond that, prior to this and in the aftermath of this, what's taking place within the larger insurance industry? Look,
I think the industry itself plays an enormous part in our economy, and that's to really ensure that businesses, large and small, the community service providers, the mums and dads, have appropriate insurance in place to, and to take care of their claims when they have them. I think people underestimate the impact that the insurance industry has per se. And I think that, that's being the contribution collectively made to the community is, clearly being demonstrated at the moment, given the recent bushfires, floods, cyclones, hailstorms, etc. And so I think the insurance industry is now under pressure. The issue with COVID-19 now is impacting on all those businesses I just said, but it'll also impact on the insurance industry. It's going to, I think, ultimately, on a global basis, most likely cost billions of dollars. And so, again, the insurance industry is going to be called upon to support businesses how and when they can. I think from Zenith's point of view, we're going to be pretty much like most other businesses and households in Australia. We're going to suffer a financial impact. What it is, I can't really say at the moment, because we'll be delayed, because as businesses have reductions in turnover, their stocks reduced, their wages are reduced because of, letting staff go, their insurance requirements will reduce. And as I said earlier, in some cases, businesses will close and therefore cancel their insurances. So I think collectively the insurance industry per se will see a significant impact, both from the insurer's perspective and from the broking profession. But we will probably need 3, 6, 9 months to see what that full impact's going to be on the industry.
I don't have anything else to ask you, but because you've sort of touched on this, it's really hard to forecast, but do you think this is going to get worse before it gets better? Not from a business perspective, but in terms of its impact for insurers like yourself?
Look, I certainly think that it will get worse before it gets better. I think the insurance broking profession will probably see a degree of consolidation as a result of the impacts of COVID-19 and the impact on the market in general. So I do think that there will be some consolidation. I think the insurance market as a whole has very robust prudential requirements, and therefore I think they will all survive and come out the other side of this in probably a bit better and stronger shape.
Okay, excellent. Well, look, that's all I have for you today. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No. I think from my perspective, as we keep hearing from the politicians, we are in uncharted waters. We're in unprecedented times. However, I believe that the insurance industry and the broking profession is and always will be there to assist our clients wherever and however possible. And so if you are having issues, queries, problems, claims, please make sure that you use your professional insurance broker and the insurance industry to the full extent to ensure that where possible we can lessen the financial impact.
Excellent. Well, Kim, I appreciate your time today.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
This has been a production of the Australian Business Executive, a division of Romulus Rising Proprietary Limited. All rights reserved. You can stay up to date with the Australian Business Executive, including our magazines, podcasts and videos, by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.